I was born kind of what they thought was perfectly healthy and perfectly normal. My parents brought me home from the hospital, and then, you have all your baby well checkups, and they discovered, long story short, there's multiple things, but I have a congenital heart disease, which means that my heart didn't fully form in the womb. So I had my first of 3 open heart surgeries when I was 2 months old. And then I had my second one when I was 2 years old. And I also got a pacemaker at that time. And then I had my third at 6 years old. I always knew that I was different. So when it came time to go to college, I was ready to go and I was eager. And on my first week of class, I'm sitting there and I start to experience some kind of heart challenge that I've never experienced before. Then as soon as I get out, I call my mom, Mom, I don't know what's going on. And you're not here, you're hours away. Where do I go? What do I do? Who do I see? And the next thing I recall is another friend was carrying me to the health center. A nurse comes in and then asks my friend what did you see? She's like, when I was talking to Lindsay, half her face was frozen. And again, that's another, I was processing it. Oh my gosh, did I just have a stroke? Because I always wanted to be normal. I didn't tell a lot of people about my condition because I didn't want to be looked at as different. So here I am in college in the first week and I had this huge episode. So it's as an 18-year-old having to balance how much do I share? I don't want people to look at me different. I don't want to be the sick girl. I remember I went to a college retreat, like churches have or whatnot. And one of the pastors that spoke at that event, he was talking about your life and giving it to God. And in my head, I'm well, I've always kind of been a Christian. So yeah, I give my life to God. And then he demonstrated with poker chips. He was putting all your poker chips, all your life into God. And in that moment, I just broke down. I'm that's what I want to do for the rest of my life, is really be full 100% following Jesus I never have before, because I realized it could have gone a lot different my freshman year of college. But if you look back in my life from my stroke and giving my life all to God, He's gotten me ready and being positioned for the season that I'm entering in today. And it goes back to battle ready. And so that's what I also think of as I'm going to show up. God's showing up for me, I'm going to show up. And so I have a lot of hope. And I know my story is not over and God has a beautiful story for me. It looks different than what I would ever imagine. But I feel hopeful and I feel at peace and I feel strong. And again, it took a little bit to get there. So I am, honestly, as weird as it sounds, y'all, I am ready for whatever comes my way whenever it comes.